Hello everyone. I wanted to hop on and do a quick little video since we've had some breaking stuff happen since like yesterday and this morning. So my video today is about some recent changes that Joe Biden has made to some of the operations and programs that Trump had in place. Yesterday, Biden canceled Operation Talon. Operation Talon targets sex offenders that are in the U.S. illegally. You heard that right. He canceled it. Just canceled it. You know, because they're trying to just like clear out the Trump. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's good, bad, indifferent, they're just clearing out the Trump. And another funny thing is that some of the investigations that Trump wanted or started, or the DOJ started, are now coming to fruition. And it's not actually funny because it's very sad what Andrew Cuomo did in New York by covering up thousands of deaths in his own city because Trump was making him look bad, like he wasn't running his state correctly. Well, no shit, Sherlock. So I am going to go over a few things with y'all. Actually, Biden canceled Operation Talon on February 3rd, not yesterday. But I guess they just figured it out yesterday. And that's being posted by humanevents.com. It was also on Fox and Friends, so it's being well covered. What's happening now is this cancellation of Operation Talon does not even make sense. Like, why would you cancel a program that is working, that stops human traffic violators that are here illegally from staying? They're sending them back. So why would you get rid of that? It says in 2014 to 2018, ICE arrested 19,522 illegal aliens with criminal convictions for whom the most serious prior convictions was a conviction for a sexually related offense. Meanwhile, an increasing number of illegal aliens are entering the United States after being previously convicted of sexual offenses, it continues. The cancellation of Operation Talon, they're saying here on humanevent.com, basically broadcasts to the world that the United States is a sanctuary jurisdiction for sexual predators, which we've seen weird things happen with this anyways, with like the groups that, Facebook hasn't taken down about pedos and like pedo love and all that. Just freaking disgusting. But yeah, so there's that. Then they are trying to push through what they're now calling, instead of calling it a COVID relief bill, it is an American relief bill. Okay, so in this American relief bill of $1.9 trillion, they pushed it through. It's going to the House now, and they want it on Joe's desk by March 14th of 2021. Now, there's still $138 billion that has not been spent left over from the last COVID relief bill, that I believe that might have been part of the money that was supposed to go overseas, and Trump was like, nah, you're not sending money overseas when we have American suffering. And so and I don't know why that money's still there. The fact that, Trump wanted to give $2,000 checks, and Mitch the bitch said, no, 600's good, because, who can live off of $600 a month when you have children, a mortgage, and utilities? No one. Especially no one without any other kind of assistance, which is, I feel like, the class that was hit the hardest, which luckily in Georgia, our governor opened us back up, so I was only out of work for a little while in comparison to the others, that some I think are still closed, and I just can't believe it. I know COVID is real, but I'm also realistic, and yeah. So it's not going to ruin my life, or I'm not living in fear because of it. So This relief bill of $1.9 trillion, $750 million to the global COVID response. The global COVID response, not the American people. $270 million, are going to arts and humanitarian endowments. $200 million to Muslims and libraries. $100 million to the Silicon Valley transition expansion. Are you kidding me? $50 million in family planning fund. I haven't researched what that is yet, but I'm sure I will be. Raising the minimum wage, expanding Obamacare and Medicaid, expanding paycheck protection programs, which if you don't know what that is, that was put into place so companies could continue to pay their employees as long as they kept them as employees. If they fired them or laid them off during the shutdown, then they couldn't participate in the program, the paycheck protection program. Funding for activities of one or more, I can't read my own writing on that, something commissions. Oh, equality commissions. That's what it is. For activities, funding one or more equality commissions. Now, we also have another little breakdown that I've dug into. Some of this, that right there, I got off of Fox and Friends. It literally listed it, like scrolled it, listed it. Schumer, $1.3 million to a seawall international bridge from New York to Canada. FYI, Canada won't even let you in right now, even if you're a Canadian citizen, without quarantining for 2 weeks, which you have to pay for out of your pocket, and they will check on you, and they will make sure that your ass is where you say you're supposed to be for 2 weeks at your own expense. And if you violate that, you can get heavy fines. I'm not sure about jail time, but I know you can get heavy fines. So he wants to build a seawall international bridge. That's in the American relief bill. To a country that won't even let us in. Like, that's laughable. $30 billion to public transits. Do you want to dig a subway for Nancy Pelosi? Because that's what it is. For a tunnel right outside her area. Multiple company bailouts. Native American preservation of their languages. Now, I do think the Native Americans should be able to preserve their language, but that's not part of a COVID relief bill. It's ancient language. If they're not teaching their children to speak it, that's their fault. If I don't teach my children to speak English, that's on me. If you're born in Spain and you don't teach your child to speak Spanish, that's on you. So this, I don't know, maybe it's a guilt bill, a guilt toss in for God knows what, however many years ago, which not saying that was right, but I'm saying let's live in the now. And the now is that if they don't know the ancient languages, then that's their fault. And they get money from the government like that. That's what a reservation has. A reservation is funded by the U.S. government. I'm not saying right, wrong, and different. I'm not saying that good, bad, whatever. I'm just saying facts. They do get money from the government. So do Eskimos in Alaska. They didn't know that. Okay. Not an emergency bill. Joe Biden is literally proposing this as an emergency bill and literally asked on the TV, what would you have me cut out? Oh, I don't know, Joe. Most of that shit? I mean, come on. Especially for a virus that's decreased 70% since September and 50% down in hospitals. These are numbers. These are vaccine numbers are going up. Cases numbers are going down. Not saying there's a correlation between the two, but maybe the virus is finally dying out like it hopefully will. And maybe it won't ever all the way, but who knows. So they changed it to the American Rescue Plan. Now, some of the bigwigs up in the, I don't know, they're in the stock exchange, stock market, Wall Street, whatever, whoever's looking at all these numbers. They said about $825 billion some odd dollars relates to COVID, which is still a huge number. Can be related to COVID. Like, they can twine it to COVID. But the rest of it is crap. $1 million for a tunnel outside Pelosi's district. They passed a $68 billion educational bill, and 4 billion, I think only 4 million has been used. I could be 4 billion. I'm not sure. I didn't write that down. They've only spent like a tiny, but not all Democrats support the $15 an hour minimum wage change. A lot of them have said 11 or 12 is plenty. And that's just going to cause a trickle effect. They're just going to get rid of jobs. They're going to cut jobs. They're going to cut hours. You're not going to be full time. That's what's going to happen. I mean, we've watched it happen before. It's going to happen. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, you got Biden playing Mario Kart while Harris does his presidential duties of making phone calls to foreign nations. And you have other countries. I've watched some news sites in other countries, and they literally are claiming Biden is a man with a dementia, that he cannot keep it together. That's why he's not in the limelight constantly. Put him back in the basement, I guess. I don't know what you want to do with him.